Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our baking club number 4. Today we'll be making oatmeal raisin cookies. I'm so excited. I can't wait to begin. So today we're going to start off with putting half a cup of brown sugar and half a cup of white sugar into the bowl. So I've got half a cup of brown sugar, half a cup of white sugar. I'm going to add butter, which is half a cup of butter into the sugar. And using a spatula, or you can even use a mixer. We're just going to mix the 3 ingredients together. And the first thing we need to remember is to preheat our oven, everyone, to 350. So make sure we preheat our oven to 350. So I'm mixing the butter and the sugar. Once you finish mixing the butter and the sugar, we're going to add 2 eggs. So if we have our eggs ready, we're going to crack our 2 eggs. I usually crack my eggs in a separate bowl, and I beat the eggs before I pour it into the mixture. So I'm beating my 2 eggs. And then I would be adding the eggs into the sugar and the butter mixture. So I'm finished beating my eggs. I'm going to be pouring it into the sugar and the butter. Using my spatula again, I'm going to mix it all together. We also add to the wet ingredients 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So if we got our teaspoon out, we put 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And again, we're mixing all the wet ingredients together. Mix it really well until the mixture becomes smooth. And the next step would be our dry ingredients. So for our dry ingredients, everyone, we are using flour and oats and cinnamon, and we're adding raisins to our mixture. We can also add chocolate chips as well, but today we're making oatmeal raisin. Or you can even make oatmeal raisin chocolate chip cookies and add 1 cup of raisin and 1 cup of chocolate chips. So let's begin. So we need 1.5 cups of flour. So here's my 1 cup. I've got 1.5. 3 cups of oats. So everyone get their quick oats out. 1, 2. So 3 cups of oats, everyone. Mix to the flour mixture. And we need to mix the oats with the flour together. And then we need to add baking powder. So we need 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So I put baking powder. And 1 teaspoon of cinnamon to the dry mixture. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Oh, it smells so delicious. Just putting that 1 teaspoon of cinnamon into the mix. And we're mixing the dry. Once we're finished mixing the dry ingredients together, we pour in the wet ingredients. So I'm pouring in the wet ingredients into the mixture of flour and oats. And I'm combining those two and mixing it all together. This is another simple recipe. It takes about 10 minutes to bake in the oven. And the recipe says that we can use a tablespoon to make rounded shapes, rounded spoonfuls, and you just drop it onto the baking sheet. The best to use is a flat baking sheet, and it should be ungreased. We don't need to grease the pan for this. So on an ungreased baking sheet, right here, you can place the cookies onto the baking sheet, or you can use paper as well. You scoop up a little piece of, so this is how it looks. You put it on a spoon and then you just drop it onto the baking pan and you have your shape right there, your cookie shape. So once you've finished rolling out your rounded shapes onto the spoon and placing it onto the baking sheet, after your oven has been preheated, everyone, we bake it in the oven for 10 minutes. So here's the finished product. Our cookies are ready. They just came out of the oven, everyone. They smell delicious. I hope everyone enjoyed our baking session for today. Have fun baking, everyone. See you next Tuesday. Bye.